So hello everybody. Today we're going to be conducting a one sample chi-squared test of association. We're going to do this in SPSS and I'm going to show you how to execute the test and how to interpret the results. So first, just to cover what a one sample chi-squared test of association is, this test measures whether the options in a categorical response variable are equally distributed, or are there differences between the groups? We'll just talk about this in terms of a few examples. So say you polled the people in a particular town or a particular county on what their political party affiliation was: Democrat, Republican, Independent, or other. Now, as this says, the hypothesized population distribution would assume that you would find an equal number of responses to each of the four categories. Democrat, Republican, Independent, and other would each have 250 responses. However, you have collected actual data, and this test will allow you to see if the observed data significantly differs from the hypothesized population distribution. Another example where rather than having four different response options for your categorical variable is an analysis of a social media post. So say you are looking at the posts of a particular political candidate, and you are looking for whether or not these posts include a piece of non-anecdotal evidence or don't include a piece of non-anecdotal evidence. So what you would measure is for each post, yes or no. So this is a binary response variable. Similarly, however, you would expect that each response would be identified in the same number of posts. 250 divided by 2 would be 125 in each. And you want to see whether the number of observed responses matches the number of posts in the hypothesized distribution, or if there's a significant difference. So next, we're going to actually conduct the test for the second example in SPSS. I'm going to show you how to do it, but if you would like, you can always refer back to the steps here. So here we have a column, non-anecdotal evidence. So as I mentioned, non-anecdotal evidence refers to whether or not that was cited in social media posts of a particular political candidate. As you look at in the variable view, you have the values designated as 0 means no, it was not cited. 1 means yes, it was cited. So we've converted this to numeric binary response variables for best practices in social science research and analysis. So how we're going to conduct this one sample chi-squared test of association: you go to Analyze, Non-Parametric Tests, Legacy Dialogues, and then you hit chi-square. So then you're going to select this question, whichever variable you're trying to test. If you want also, you can do Control-click and display variable name, so it'll just give you what's at the top, rather than the whole question as articulated in variable view. Move it over here. Nothing else needs to be selected here. You hit OK. And it's going to compute for you the test statistic and its significance. So just looking here, you can see 250 responses is what we expected. That's the total N of our sample. 188 observed no's and 62 observed yeses. And we do see that both of those appear to differ from the expected N's in each category. Now, the test estimates, again, whether or not there was a significant difference between the observations and the expectations. This test statistic and its significance of being less than 0.001 tells you that there is a significant difference in the selection of no versus yes, or the non-use or the use of non-anecdotal evidence. And you also, when you should report these values, report the test statistic, its significance, and the degrees of freedom, which are always n-1. So if you'd like, you can refer back to the information sheet. It'll be linked in the description, and that'll walk you through these same steps and articulate the examples once again. And here it'll show you relevant output, as well as here's a screenshot of what we just saw. And here it says relevant values to report.